when any delivery is getting created in ECC, like I said, we have to distribute it to EWM. Okay. Now we can go ahead and automate that process. All right. So when you're creating an inbound delivery, whenever you're creating an inbound delivery or an outbound delivery or any other document for that instance, you have an option whether you want to go ahead, and distribute the delivery immediately. So this is the distribution mode option. Okay. So over here, if I go ahead and select that the distribution should be immediately at document creation. Okay. Then as soon as I go ahead and create a delivery, whether it's an inbound delivery or an outbound delivery, it gets distributed to EWM immediately. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could you please repeat again?
Sorry?
Could you please repeat again?
Okay. Now, basically the thing is that, this is the setting. This is the screen that you see. This is a screen wherein you go ahead and, you say that, okay, when any warehouse that I've created, let's say, this is a standard warehouse. I say that whether I want to go ahead and have EWM out here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get into this as I do the ERP integration and all that. So when we do that, okay, when we do this, so the thing is, we go ahead and say that, okay, over here we've got ERP and EWM integration, and after that, we can go ahead and have a distribution mode.
Okay.
Okay. So over here, the distribution mode that we have currently, is distribute immediately at document creation. Okay. So we've got an operation. We've got this function where we can say that as soon as I go ahead and create a delivery, should I go ahead and distribute it?
Okay.
Okay. Or else we can have this something wherein I say that stop distribution. So what will happen is many a times what happens is once you create a delivery, okay, let's give you an example that I have created a delivery, okay, but then let's say it's a manufacturing kind of a setup, all right. So in the manufacturing setup, I am sending I'm working in the manufacturing setup. Obviously, I'm working with a production order or a process order. Let's say I'm working with a process order. Okay. Now, as soon as any person, okay, as soon as any manufacturing, executive, as soon as he does a goods receipt, basically what is happening is he's got a process order. He does some manufacturing and he says that, okay, I have received this, I've received the products, or I've received this final goods from the manufacturing line. So he has to post a goods receipt. Okay.
Okay.
Now when he posts this goods receipt, what will happen is you'll have an inbound delivery that gets created. Okay. Now this inbound delivery that gets created, there might be cases that after this inbound deliveries gets created, I will go ahead and do a packing. I will say that, okay, the manufacturing line is sending me, has sent me, let's say, about 100 pallets or 100 cartons, and each carton is let's say 550 kgs or something. So I might go ahead and do a manual packing or an automatic packing after I create the inbound delivery. Okay. Hello.
Could you please put these steps in some Excel sheet or notepad? Otherwise, it is difficult to remember.
Okay, this is an example that I'm giving you, wherein you have got a manufacturing kind of a setup. Okay.
Okay.
So in a manufacturing kind of a setup, all right. You'll have you'll have a process order which gets created. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once the process order is created,
Okay.
and all the and let's say the manufacturing happens. Okay. Once you are something like, let's say you are in a textile mill or some kind of a product. Okay.
Okay.
And the manufacturing line delivers the manufacturing executive the final product. Okay.
Okay.
It processes everything, and then all the in fact it packs everything and gives you, let's say 20 pallets or 20 cartons or something like that. It gives you 20 cartons of the finished product. So now once that happens, okay, the manufacturing executive will have to post a goods receipt. He'll have to say that I had a process order of, let's say, 1000 kgs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And out of this 1000 kgs, I have received 100 kgs now. Okay, because 100 kgs is equal to, let's say, the conversion is 10 kgs is equal to 1 carton. So the manufacturing line has completed manufacturing or has completed processing 10 cartons. Okay. Okay. So then what will happen is there will be a goods receipt which will be posted. There will be a goods receipt which will be posted in the against the process order, and with reference, and as soon as the goods receipt gets posted, an inbound delivery will get created. Okay. In ECC, all this happens in ECC. All right. Now, after this inbound delivery gets created, now like I said that you might have an option whether I need to distribute it immediately or whether I need to have this distributed whether I need to stop distribution. Okay. Now there might be cases wherein I don't want to distribute this delivery immediately because I have got to enter some other information in the inbound delivery. Probably I need to put in some delivery text or something like that. Any other additional information that I need to enter in the inbound delivery, which probably I don't get till the time I finish my manufacturing.
Okay.
Okay. So then in that case, what I will do is I will go ahead and stop the distribution. So what will happen is the inbound delivery or any delivery will not get distributed as soon as the document gets created.
Okay.
Okay. So then in that case, let's say I want to do a packing or something, and then I will manually go ahead and do the distribution. So if you want to manually go ahead and do the distribution, there is this transaction which is known as sorry. So over here, I enter the inbound delivery that I have received. Okay.
Okay.
I execute it, and then in the next screen, I just click on distribute, and it just goes ahead. Okay. Yeah. So that's basically how I control distribution. So okay. Now likewise.
Manoj, actually, so after the inbound delivery, goods receipt will be done, right?
Sorry?
But this is actually after the inbound delivery, goods receipt will be done, right? But here the process seems to be in the opposite way. Is it for the same location, or the inbound delivery will be sent to some other location?
No, see, okay. Basically, the thing is that you might I'll get into the details. Only when you see that in the screen will you understand that whole thing. I'm just giving you a concept because I just thought I'll give you a little bit of information on distribution and how the document gets distributed. Okay. We will speak about that in detail when we get into that. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, just like we have this inbound delivery process, just like that we have the outbound process where we have the outbound delivery. Then the outbound delivery gets distributed to EWM. It creates an outbound delivery request. Based on the outbound delivery request, we have an outbound delivery order which gets created. And once the outbound delivery order is created, we've got we do go and do the picking. The user goes and does the picking and then post the issue, and then that creates an OD or an outbound delivery. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was about the inbound and outbound. Now just like that, just like the inbound and outbound process, we also had a process which is known as the transfer posting process, wherein wherein in the transfer posting process we had something. Let's say we were any kind of changes. Let's say you want to go ahead and do the stock type change, or the way whether you want to do any change of whether you want transferring any, whether you want to transfer anything from one as to from let's say from quality inspection to unrestricted. So in that case, whenever you're doing something like this, a posting change document gets generated. Now this posting change document, okay, would go ahead and will have to be processed the same way an inbound delivery is processed in EWM. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, just like we told, we discussed about the inbound, outbound, and the posting, change documents. There are other working documents in EWM which we spoke about yesterday, which was, we had the
Outbound delivery.
warehouse request.
Yeah. Warehouse task. Warehouse order.
Warehouse task.
Warehouse order.
Yeah, and the warehouse order. Okay. So we had all this. We had all these three processes. So the warehouse request is the first document that gets created whenever we want to do any kind of operation, whether you want to do an inbound operation, outbound operation, or any other posting change document. Okay. A warehouse request. A request gets generated. Now with reference to the request, a warehouse task will get generated. Okay, a warehouse task is the actual document. Okay, where on basis of which you go ahead and process your, you go ahead and execute your process, whether it's an inbound process, an outbound process, or a posting change process. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now based on this warehouse task, okay. Now whenever going ahead and distributing any work to any of your supervisors or any of your executives, what you'll be doing is you'll be talking to them by basis of with reference to a warehouse order. Okay, a warehouse order is basically a work package, okay, which consists of one or multiple warehouse tasks which can be created, and the result. This is the result of a warehouse order creation rule. So like when we spoke about yesterday, when we spoke about a WOCR, the WOCR is nothing but a warehouse order creation rule. So I can go ahead and create a warehouse order creation rule by saying that, if let's say EWM1 is my warehouse, I will go ahead and create warehouse tasks per HUIs, wherein every HU or every handling unit should not be, greater than, let's say 100 kg or let's say 100 kg. Okay. So if that in that case, if let's say I get an inbound delivery of 500 kg. Okay. So then in that case, I will go ahead and have 5 warehouse tasks. Okay, I'll have 5 warehouse tasks. If I say that, okay, every warehouse task, not every warehouse task should not be more than basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to go ahead and create warehouse tasks. I say that the warehouse task should be at the HU level. Okay, and every warehouse order that I create should not be more than 100 kgs. So then in that case, in such a case, then I'll have one WT wherein it is of 100 kgs, and then I will have 5 warehouse orders, each comprising of 1 WT. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Suhail, you are getting it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah. Okay. So this was about what we had done yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. This is just a wrap up. Okay. Now what we're going to be talking today is we're going to be talking about the ERP and EWM integration that will happen. Okay. Just hold on. Okay. Okay. Now, like I said, like we discussed earlier also, that whenever this ERP and okay, the ERP and integration is since the ECC box and the EWM box sit out of different are different boxes. Okay, there has to be some kind of communication between them, because there's a constant transfer of master data or transaction data between both these systems. Okay, so in that case, okay, whenever there's an EWM, whenever there's an EWM integration, whenever you want to go ahead and start off with an EWM implementation, okay, the first thing that the first thing that the basis team the first thing that the basis team would do is that they will go ahead and set up, they would go ahead and set up a RFC connection. Okay, now I'll just tell you about this. Now, if this is my ECC system and this is my EWM system, okay, let's just consider that this is a different client, and out here you've got the IDIS, right, which is client 800 and 890, right? Yeah. So what will happen is, whatever transfer of data, okay, whatever transfer of data, let's say master data that happens, okay, master data, whatever master data that gets transferred from ECC to EWM. Now master data, if you're talking about master data, you'll have
material master.
The material master, okay. Then we're talking about vendors, then you're talking about customers, then you're talking about plants, okay. All this is master data. Alright? Alright guys?
Yeah.
All this master data, whenever you go and create, okay, whenever you go and create an ECC, it has to go and get transferred to EWM. Okay. Now, this transfer of all master data that happens between this transfer that happens between ECC and EWM is done with something which is known as the
Manoj, your voice is breaking down.
can you hear me now?
No, it is not proper.
Hello.
Not clear.
Not clear. Hello.
Now it is okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because basically I was typing and that's reason. So whatever transfer that happens of master data between ECC and EWM, it happens via a core interface, or it is known as a SIP. Okay. I'll get into what exactly a core interface is and what is a SIP. Okay.
Okay.
And likewise, we've got, just like we've got master data, we also have something which is known as a transaction data. Okay. Now this transaction data, if you go ahead and see, this transaction data gets, this transaction data gets transferred or it's communicated via something which is known as a QRFC. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the basic integration that happens between ECC and EWM. How this master data gets transferred. The master data gets transferred, master data, which is the material master, vendor master, customer master, plant, all this gets transferred from ECC to EWM via the core interface. Okay? And the transaction data, whatever gets transferred, it gets transferred to the QRFC. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Now, the thing is, so whenever this kind of thing happens, whenever there is an integration that needs to be done, the first thing that the basis team would do is they will create a RFC connection for you. Okay. Now the transaction process is SM59. I'm sure you must be aware of it. Okay. So, like I said, over here we've got two different systems. One is an 800 system, client 800, which is a ECC system, and client 890, which is a SCM or an EWM system. Okay. So, when we need to start off, basically what they will do is we'll have to create an RFC connection, wherein I say that I given all this information. All this is done by the basis team. They go and enter. They go and create a user. They go and put in all these settings out here. And with this, you can go and do a connection test. You can just say whether my connection is right to the EWM system. I see that the connection has been successful. Okay. And through this, I can also say whether I can also check if I can do a remote login. This is from ECC. I'm trying to do a remote login to SCM IDES. That's 890 client. Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically this is an activity which is done by the basis team. They have to go and do this entire setting, wherein they will say that they will enter what is the which is the client that the ECC system needs to get connected to and all that. So they go and do all that. Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will start off with the basic the integration that will happen and what are the settings that we need to do. Okay. Where are the settings that how do we go ahead and do this entire mapping? What each and every what is the relevance of each and every mapping that we do and everything. Okay. All right. So basically, let me just first go ahead and speak to you a little bit about what the entire org structure is. Okay. So if we're talking about the org structure in ECC, all right. So we're talking about it starts with let's say the company code, the plant, and this plant might have, let's say, 3 storage locations. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say we've got a plant, we've got 3 storage locations. Now this is the standard setup of a ECC org structure. Okay. Of a standard, let's say, the MM org structure. But then when I include WM over here, I'm talking about ECC WM. Okay, just ECC warehouse management. Then in that case, I will say, okay, fine. This is one plant, and I've got 3 storage locations. What I will do is I can have, and I will, let's say I create a warehouse, let's say that is E10. Okay, and I will say that this E10 is connected to all these 3 warehouses. All these 3 storage locations of this plant. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the setup that I'll have to do if I'm going here and talking about the pure WM scenario. Okay. But then when I talk about an EWM scenario, okay, over here, in EWM there's nothing such as a company code or anything. You just start off with this. Which starts off with this whole thing wherein you have the plant EWM. We've got the we've got the plant S-lock and all this comes in from ECC. What we do is we just add another replica, or should I say we create another warehouse, let's say E100 within EWM. Okay, I say that I create another, and there's a direct linkage between these two. Okay.
Okay.
There's a direct linkage between these two. Right?
Okay.
So you understood the concept, so that now we go and see that in the system.
Yeah, it is clear. So, Manoj, so the warehouse in ECC is a mandatory for EWM implementation?
Yes. You'll have to create this warehouse. The reason being is, you'll say that this is the warehouse that's in ECC, but then you'll have to have an integration with that. The thing is, you'll have to create a warehouse in ECC, because it starts off. You can't have the linkage of directly all the because this warehouse that you're creating, this warehouse of this this warehouse that you're creating out here, this is you're creating in EWM. Okay, but then you need to have a linkage of you should say that, okay, fine, how many plants are connected to this warehouse. In order to do that, the first linkage that you need to do is you need to go ahead and create this warehouse in ECC first.
Okay.
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 Yeah, we'll have to create a warehouse in ECC. After that, we go ahead and assign it to all these storage locations and this plant, and then we go ahead and have a linkage between this warehouse and this warehouse in EWM. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just go into the system. So like I said, we go ahead and this is the first step that we go ahead and create. We say that this is the RFC connection that needs to be created. Okay. Once all this is done, let's start off with this is the first level when I say that I define the plant and all that. Okay. So let's take an example of this, just one plant out here. Okay. Let's say we've got just let's talk about any one plant out here. Okay. Let's say that we've created we've created a plant. Okay. Now against this plant, okay. Let's say this is the plant, SPCW, this is the plant. Over here, under this, we've got two storage locations. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So, when, let's say you're implementing, you're going ahead and doing an implementation of EWM, all these basic setup will already be there. I mean, unless and until you're doing a complete re-implementation. So when you check into their development system, you'll see that they've got already these in the ECC development system. They already have these plants and the storage locations created. There might be cases that you might have to want to create some more storage locations. Okay.
Okay.
based on their need. Once this plant and the storage location is created or has been identified, the next process that we have to do is we go ahead and define or create a warehouse. Okay, we just go ahead and create a warehouse. Let's say, like I told you, let's say I go ahead and create this certain warehouse out here. Okay, I go ahead and create a warehouse. This warehouse number that I'm creating, it's a 3-digit number. Okay, the 3-character warehouse. It's a 3-character warehouse number. Okay, wherein I can go. This is only for WM. Okay, in ECC, I go ahead and create this in ECC. Once I go ahead and define this warehouse number within ECC, I will have to go ahead and do the assignment. Now, like I said over here, we saw that, we've got the plant, we've got the store location created. After that, I have to create this warehouse, and then once I create this warehouse, once I create an ECC warehouse, I'll have to go ahead and do a integration, do an assignment of the plant and the store location. So when I'm doing this assignment, okay, just let's take an example of, you see this SPCW, the plant that we had seen and the storage location that got created. Now for this is the warehouse number that has been created, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and we've gone ahead and assigned this warehouse to both these storage locations of this plant. So this takes care of, the assignment of this warehouse that we've created in ECC. Okay, this warehouse that we've created in ECC to these two plants and to this plant and the storage locations. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, once I go ahead and create this, I go ahead and define. Now, this warehouse that I've created. Okay, this warehouse, if you're talking about in EWM terms, it is known as the intermediate warehouse. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is known as the intermediate warehouse because the actual or the final warehouse wherein we will be doing all the operations is in EWM. So that is the final warehouse. That's the actual warehouse that we talk about. This warehouse that we've created in ECC is just known as the intermediate warehouse. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now the next process, once we've done the assignment, once we've created the plant, created the storage locations, defined a warehouse, defined a warehouse number in ECC, made the assignment between the warehouse, the storage locations and the plant. The next step that we have to do is we'll have to go ahead and I have to say that this warehouse that we created has to be working with EWM now. Okay. And the distribution mode that I'll be using is immediate distribution as soon as the delivery is getting created. All right.
Okay.
So now once I've done this setting, I've said that this is my warehouse, and I have gone ahead and created I've made the assignment. I've said that basically I have now earmarked, or I have now maintained that this warehouse, whenever there is any operation that happens in ECC for this warehouse, this warehouse means those two storage locations that we had created. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever there is any operation that is linking to this intermediate warehouse in ECC, whenever there is any operation that happens, it means that it is actually going to happen. All the final operations or final transactions are going to happen in EWM, and we have maintained that over here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, once we go ahead and create that, the next setting that we go ahead and do is all these settings, these settings, when I say that I will define a logical name, and assign the logical name to client. So I'll just show you. I'll just run you through this, because all these activities will be done by the basis team. They'll basically set up the entire connection between ECC and EWM. So this is the logical system that we had created during when we had created the RFC setting also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that all these activities are done by the basis team. They assign this logical system to the client. So the logical system that we had created, okay, we had created this logical system, and then we say that this logical system has to be connected to this client, okay, which is an EWM client. All right, guys.
Okay.
Now this is a logical system and is connected to this EWM client. Then we go ahead and set up the RFC connection. We were just there, but then so this is the logical system that we had created. Okay, so we had created a logical system by the same name, and we've created a RFC destination. Basically, the logical system will be our RFC destination. So we've created this, and because we have done this and we've entered all this target host and the the IP address and all the system number and everything, when you click on remote login, you're able to you'll be able to directly go ahead and check whether you can log into EWM using this. Okay. And then the next step that we have to do is we have to go ahead and go ahead and maintain that this warehouse that we have created is EWM managed. Okay. Once we go ahead and create all this, there are some other settings. That is something which we will get into once we actually get into those topics. So once we've gone ahead and done all this, these are the operations that we'll have to do in ECC. Now the next operation that we'll be doing, the next set of activities is okay. Now this is the EWM system. Okay. Now in this EWM system, what we'll do is the first thing that we have to create is a business system. Okay. Basically, what we mean by the business system is that we will say that a business system is basically a key. You call it as a key, or it says that that basically it's a key that you'll have to define whenever you're going ahead and linking two logical systems. Like we've got a logical system which is in EWM, and we've got another logical system which is ECC, right? So whenever we're going ahead and doing a linkage, you'll have to create a business system for that. So we've created a business system that is EWM CND. This is the same. We can use the same name as the logical system or as the RFC destination. Okay. So once you've created the business system, once we've created the business system that's there out here, we will say what is the logical system for this business system. Now the logical system out here will be the EWM client. Okay. Now this is the same logical system that we had created over here. Over here. Okay. So this is an ECC. This is the same logical system that we have to create out here. Once the business system and the logical system are connected, then this is the main setting that we have to go ahead and do it. Okay, you see this? Yes. So this is the warehouse. Let me just. Okay. So this is the warehouse number that we go ahead and create in ECC, that we have created in ECC, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yeah, Manoj.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Manoj.
Hello?
Manoj, are you able to hear me?
I am able to hear you, Suhail. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes, I am able to hear. See, what is the use of a business system?
Hello, Suhail, are you able to hear me?
No. What is the significance of a business system?
Significance of a business system is you have to create a business system whenever you are going ahead and assigning two different logical systems.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I think Shashi is offline. I'm not sure why he's gone offline.
Yeah, he's offline.
Suhail, you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Okay, let us just wait for a minute for Shashi. I guess probably let him log in again because I see that he is offline.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Shashi, you there? Hello, Shashi? Hello, Shashi, can you hear me? Hello? Suhail, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Shashi is back, but then I'm not sure why he's not able to hear us.
Yes.
Hello, Shashi? Hello, Shashi? Hello, Shashi, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, Shashi, can you hear me?
Manoj, why don't you leave a message for him?
I'm sorry, Suhail?
Can you leave a message to Shashi? No? You can message him, I think.
I have sent him a message.
Okay. So he has replied back, no? I lost network connection.
Yeah, but then I've asked him, can you hear me? But he's not replied back again.
He has written, yeah, he can't hear it since.
Yeah, that's what, but you can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, Suhail?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, he's connected from mobile GPS.
Oh.
Hello, Shashi? Alright, Suhail, we'll just continue.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, like I said, that we go ahead and create, we've got to go ahead and assign, this integration between ECC and EWM, right?
Yeah.
So now in this integration, like we said, we've got the plant, the store locations and output. So now in EWM, if you go and check, this is the setting that we'll have to make. We'll have to say that this is the business system. Okay.
Okay.
This is my warehouse that I have within ECC, and this is the warehouse that I have in EWM.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Suhail?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the mapping of this warehouse, the intermediate warehouse and the final warehouse in EWM that has to be created. Okay. Now before, see, the thing is, what I've done is I actually jumped in over here, basically to show you the mapping. Actually, you see that you have to first go and create a warehouse over here, just like you define warehouses within ECC. Okay.
Okay.
Just like we defined a warehouse in ECC, we'll have to define a warehouse over here also. A warehouse will have to get created first.
Hi Manoj.
Hello Shashi.
I am back.
Great, good to know that you're back. Okay. What I was saying is, okay, before we just got disconnected, what I was saying is that you were talking about the mapping between ECC, the ECC warehouse and the EWM warehouse, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So now this mapping, before I do this mapping, what we need to do is, just like we created a warehouse, just like a warehouse is created in ECC, the same way a warehouse will have to be created in EWM also. Okay?
No. Okay.
Now the warehouse in EWM, this is a 4-character warehouse.
Okay.
Okay? This is the final warehouse that has to get created. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
this is the
warehouse where all your activities will happen.
Okay. And Manoj?
Okay? So once we go ahead and create this warehouse between ECC and EWM, where we create this warehouse in EWM, then we go ahead and do the mapping. You see this mapping over here?
Yeah.
Okay. So once this mapping is done, it means that we know that, which is the warehouse for the final warehouse in EWM. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then another very important, parameter that we need to check is, there are certain settings that we can go ahead and do. Now this setting that we do is for the entire business system. It's not just for per warehouse. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this setting that we do is for the entire, all the warehouses that are connected to the business system. So if we say that, I don't want to go ahead and, let's say, I'll just give you an example. Okay. This is the goods receipt mode. Okay. You see this parameter out here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this parameter, if I go ahead and say that, I don't want to send, let's say if I do some kind of a goods receipt in the warehouse, whether I need to send it whether I need to send these communication back to ECC immediately, or whether I want to send it slowly, or only after the entire process is done. So I can go ahead and make all these settings out here. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So this was basically, speaks about the entire, integration between ECC and EWM.
Okay. These are the steps we need to do for integrating?
Yes, these are the steps.
Okay.
Okay.
So define business system. So it is just to identify from which ECC we are getting these documents. Suppose in the case where we have multiple.
You have to define a business system, because the thing is, when you're talking about two different logical clients communicating to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'll have to define that. Out here in the system, it's already been defined, so you don't have to define anything more.
Okay.
Okay. And like I said, all these activities, defining the business system, assigning the business system, and all these defining the logical client, assigning the logical client, creating the RFC connection. All this is done by the basis team.
Okay.
Okay. So what you'll have to do is, once you go ahead and create the plant, the storage locations, create a warehouse in ECC, okay, and then say that this warehouse, you go ahead and say that this warehouse is EWM managed and all that.
Okay.
Once we say that the warehouse is EWM managed, once you do this, then the next activity for a functional consultant is to go ahead and create a warehouse in EWM, okay, and do the mapping of this warehouse and this between ECC and EWM.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's conclude this over here today. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
So for master, yeah, go ahead, Suhel.
Yeah, this RFC connection is up and running for this for the ECC and EWM system which we are using now.
Yes.
So we can create a warehouse and see whether it's mapped to the EWM, right?
Yeah, exactly. What I want you to do is I want you to create a new plant. Okay.
Yeah.
Plant. I want to create 2 storage locations in that plant.
Okay.
Just like we have shown, let's see right now. I want to create a plant. I want to create 2 storage locations for that plant. After you create 2 storage locations, create a warehouse in ECC. Okay.
Okay.
Do the assignment for that warehouse to do both to the plant and the storage location within ECC. Okay. And then make that warehouse EWM managed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Manoj.
Yeah. So let's do this activity today, and then tomorrow when we documents we'll talk about what are the delivery document integration that happen. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your question.
Yeah, Manoj, just a question. So, suppose if there is a customer who is having only a warehouse operations, he doesn't have any sales or related anything. So, can you hear me, Manoj?
No, I didn't get you. I was not able to hear your voice.
Okay, now is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear now. Yeah.
Okay, suppose a customer is not having a ECC, he is a warehouse operator and wants to implement a warehouse related tool like EWM. So in that case, we will not have any ECC. We can just go ahead and set up only EWM.
No. You need to have ECC. You need to have ECC.
Okay. For EWM implementation, ECC is mandatory.
Yes.
Okay.
See,
So
EWM is only a system when you're having all these operations. Now, where is the input that is going to be coming from system? Because the thing is, if it is not going to be using EWM as a standalone application, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Manoj, can we have a different ERP and EWM system?
Sorry?
We can have a different ERP instead of ECC.
Your voice is breaking, so I'm not able to hear you.
No. Can we have a different ERP and EWM system? That also is possible, right?
A different, you can have multiple ERPs connected to one EWM system.
Some ERP is required.
Hello?
Yes, I mean some ERP is required, right?
Suhail, your voice is breaking up again.
I said some ERP system is required.
Some ERP, yes, it is required. Some ERP system is definitely required.
Okay. Okay, Manoj.
Okay?
Okay.
Manoj, are we going to cover this creation of CIF core interface for master data exchange?
Yeah, we will go through that. We'll go through that.
Okay.
We'll go through that. Once we do this integration and once this warehouse and all is created and all that. So when we talk about how the delivery document integration happens, so core interface will happen when we're talking about when we are going to go and create, when we are going to transfer master data. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, that's when we do that.
Okay.
Alright.